The Poizo, a scarce Siamese twins, or one with another attached. Yeah, something about mutations, so presumably it ate irradiated pizza and gained superpowers. Except, not really super. This thing reminds me a bit of a dog, very endearing. The brain is dull, but the body is strong. It can break skyscrapers to pieces with its body's smash-up. I don't know. Maybe it's made out of mash. I'd like to point out, ladies and gentlemen, that the Sudan has nothing to do with Saddam Hussein, but it is a driller type. Sorry, drillor. This guy's literally a good egg. Lays several tasty and nutrient eggs each day. I'll have that on my Pokefarm, please. Here's the Bangle, which is a Rattan. Now, I've always wondered what this is, because I've been playing this game for a while now, but I've never actually looked up what Rattan means. Rattan is the name for roughly 600 species of palms, native to Africa. Ah, right, so it's something to do with trees. Oh, we've learned so much so far in this video series. This is touching the Lula. It's a father and a son. He puts his baby into the stomach of the female. Oh, so that's the mother and the son, presumably. He is fond of boxing in succession. Ha-ha! It's like Skippy the boxing kangaroo. I used to think the tune went, Skippy, Skippy, Skippy the boxing kangaroo. How much more interesting would that have been? Church. Balances himself by tail, as well as sprays ink from the mouth. Presumably a water type, but is actually a dragon. Now the Seadra is a sea dragon, presumably a fan of Seadram's wine. What, do they still produce that? And if you're careless, you should die. You may die. Possibly, we don't know. It's been unproven as yet. But you should die. Now the moon is clearly not a whale, but the game describes it as such, and it's 15 kilograms, so that's quite heavy, difficult to catch, I should say. It can swim 5 sea miles in the water per hour. That's slow. Rubbish. It has all those pectoral fins and muscles, but it's pointless. Slow-mo. Now the North whale has a sharp horn like a drillor. A drillor? It's Clark Kent. The abdomen can flash and lighten in the evening, so it's another glow-in-the-dark Pokemon. They're obsessed with these glow-in-the-dark Pokemon, aren't they? Pokemon, is that the plural of Pokemon? Probably. Ha! This is Sammy with an added R. It's a riddle. Nobody knows what type this is, but it is suspected by local people to be a universal creature, so it's found all over the universe, identified from the standard body. That made total sense, and yet no sense whatsoever. Now the table is a mirage. It does not exist. Look at what he's doing there. He's trying to convince you that he does not exist. Oh, I'm not here. Easily makes people to believe it appears and really appears on the wall of scenery. Look at those clogs it's wearing. I was talking to somebody the other day about the expression pop your clogs. Where does that come from? Personally, I'm going to be cryogenically frozen. Now, there's something that doesn't quite sit right here. All these monsters do these gory things like making people stop breathing. But it's supposed to be a kid's game. None of these monsters ever actually die, may I remind you. They just faint, and then you can nurse them back to health. They never truly die, except in Pokemon Creepy Black. But that's a story for another day. Aha, here is the red. A relation of green, perhaps? And it's a baby's toy. Oh, this one can speak in a language like a human being. In the anime, all that it would be able to say is, red, red, red. Yes, that's exactly how it talks. A lub is literally an electricity. I don't know how you can be an electricity, but in the world of Pokemon Green, it can happen. Oh dear, either this guy's got 2 birds on his head, or he really, really needs to see a doctor. Found near heated bed of volcano, whose body temperature is 1200 apostrophe C. 1200 K. Here's Carlo. It's actually a real name, that, a shell type. Now, this monster is only half a Pokemon, but it is a bull type, and it has... oh, it's got 3 tails. Beats himself's body with 2 tails. Sorry, evidently I can't... It's clearly got 3 tails. And it makes the sound Pippa Pippa when rushing out, evidently a fan of Pippa Funnel. Oh yeah, she rides bulls, doesn't she? Or horses. Same thing. Oh dear, the Carps is the weakest and face-losing monster in the world because of its poor force and poor speed. A glowing endorsement of this monster. Oh, I'm gonna get one of those. I wonder if they sell them at my local pet shop. 235 kilograms! Whoa, that's a monster of a thing! Stay away from it. Oh, come on. That's a nasty thing to say about the Labbler. Can't understand what a man said. Just one man. Nobody else. The man who could speak Labbler language, presumably. And it has a high IQ. Can carry passengers marching on the sea. Okay, that's quite a skill to march on the sea. Okay, the shape is a changeable type and consists of body cells. Can recombine himself and become a creature else. He's actually quite poorly drawn there. Looks like one of those rests you can get down at the snooker hall. Oh, maybe that flying bird type thing can use him. You can put most of these monsters together and have a game of snooker. Yeah, you could get a load of balls, those ball types, and, oh, what can we use as a table? Guys, post comments. We've got to make this happen. Okay, the Yeeb is an evolution type, like the Lancer evolution, I presume. There is a probability of evolution among 3 pocket monsters. Are you going to tell us which 3 pocket monsters? Well, precious pocket monsters. It's telling us about completely different monsters. No wonder Yeeb is looking mad. Oi, make my Pokédex entry about me, and not these other 3 pocket monsters. The shower is a foam type, and it consists of body shells like water's copy. Can you photocopy water? Is it humanly possible? Don't try that, ladies and gentlemen. And I do not want to be held accountable if you go and do it. Or at least if you do, don't say you got this information from me. Standing upside down when getting angry or surprised, that's a rather strange thing to do. Maybe it's like a dog who rolls over submissively when it's being attacked. Now the Boost. Oh, this is making me hungry again, because the Boost is the name of a chocolate bar here in the United Kingdom, and possibly other places around the world. Oh, that would knock the socks off those puny 1200 degrees Celsius monsters. I notice a theme here. They are getting better and better, these monsters. Now the Poleek, or police, is a Zizzy type. Zizzy? A biologically engineered monster with the most advanced high-tech. Wow, they must have connected up 20,000 Game Boys to make that thing. Because, of course, people play Pokemon the game within the game on a Game Boy. Oh, how meta is that? It's like all the characters in the Beano used to read the Beano. Well, what else? Not long to go now, we have the Aomni, the Whirlpool type. An ancient pocket monster that lived in the sea long, long ago and swam curvedly. How can you swim curvedly? By ut. And why have you put 3 spaces there? This game befuddles me once again. Omst, or Amst, it can bite while embracing lightly. So, it'll hug you and then kill you. Oh, that's the most poorly drawn monster yet, but the Surrey is a crust type. Once again, a bread type. Regenerated from the fossil of a client creature. What, so basically it's a loaf of freelance bread that goes around looking for clients. And look at it, it does look like a loaf of bread. A crusty loaf. The Kabut is a shell type, but it's got very, very scrawny arms. Despite that, it can swim freely in the water and catches food by sharp pincers to suck captures body juice. Body juice, I like that term. I'm gonna start using it. Oh, by the way, stay away from the lower body juices, mate. You don't want those. Now this one is to be said, like a Cockney, it's the Forfy, a fossil type. And Cockney rhyming slang at the bottom there. I can't fathom that out. I wonder how that music note is pronounced. Maybe it's law. Okay, so Kirby will never drop the idea if no eating 400 kilograms of food a day. Once again, an arbitrarily selected figure, but where the heck is he going to get 400 kilograms of food? He weighs 460 kilograms himself. So, Freeze is one of the pocket monsters in Legend that flies away with a beautiful pose. Again, they've all got beautiful poses. It is a very graceful creature, that. I would have him in my house. Except not, because he's 55 kilos. He'd keep bumping into things and stealing my food, the swine. Oh, the cheeky scamp. Okay, coming towards the end here. Oh, haven't we seen that one before? He's made up completely of diagonal lines. He's one of the monsters in Legend that flies in a sound. Pa, pa, like something crackies. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe it's Crackus. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. I've never read that word before. Ah, the whole new language that this game is made of. Yes, a very inventive name for a flame type, that. Fire! Because he can fly, he can place himself above the object. Quite what object? We don't know. We just don't know. Is it a rock? Is it a snooker ball? Is it a Game Boy? Does he go around stealing people's Game Boys? Tony Drago, the snooker player. Wow, I didn't think he'd get a mention in this game. Crikey. I somehow doubt that he gave permission to appear in this. Actually, it does look a bit like Tony Drago, so maybe this is the official game of Tony Drago. I've got to stop saying Tony Drago. If I say it 3 times, he'll come in and kill me with a snooker cue. The Woodra! Sounds like a cough. Okay, now, it's a simultaneously cute and gormless creature which is neither an otter or a dragon, but it flies in the sky with a big body, and only takes about 16 hours to go 1 circle around the Earth. Beat that, Richard Branson! Jeez, if he just found one of these things, he could have attached himself to it, and saved himself all that trouble. Is often changed and recombined in gene studies, but unexpectedly is become into a ferocious pocket monster. Oh no! But he's standing in the give us a hug pose. Would you give that fat thing a hug? Yeah, you'd run a mile, wouldn't you? Especially considering it's 2 meters tall. And finally, it's me! The ugliest looking thing in the game. Look at that! You wouldn't want that thing. It's a spirit type, which is different from a gas station type. Sorry, gas station. Anyhow, survived in the South Pole. It should be extinct pet. Long, long ago, its IQ is very high and can remember everything. Oh dear, I shouldn't have said all those things about it, because it remembers things like an Indian elephant. Not an African elephant, mind. African elephants don't exist in this crazy world, but Indian ones do. Okay, so that's all 151 monsters. So we shall end on a fact, and it's somewhat relevant looking at the sprite of this monster. But this game contains the Japanese sprites. By the time this game was ported over to the West, they updated a lot of the graphics in the game, so you never see this version of me. And I'm glad too, because that's horrible looking. So, that is all 151 monsters covered in this mini-series. It has been a veritable journey through bad and good translations, and you've learned something along the way. We've added those words to your vocabulary. See, it's not felt like you were learning, but you actually were. Guys, I recommend going and downloading this game, because they won't mind you bootlegging it, because it's a bootleg in the first place. Expand your vocabulary with Pokemon Green. That's what I'm going to say about that game. Take that away, bank it, and mark down Pokemon Green as significant in the history of games. And that's it. So from me, Harry Yak, sayonara.